Arke has helped us to standardize our approach to digital. My name is Keith Neely, and I'm the Vice President of IT, E-commerce, and Customer Support, and I work for Mizuno USA. Consumers are expecting a more consolidated experience. They want to be able to buy products wherever they want. They want to be able to purchase a product online and maybe pick it up in store. They may want to go into a store and find a selection of products and see that maybe their particular size or the color that they want is missing and be able to finish that transaction online. So it's really all about the consumer. How do we get to them? We need to figure out what those primary paths to purchase are and how do we support them, whether it's in store, online, or elsewhere. Well, one of the biggest challenges for Mizuno early on was figuring out how we built an online presence that consolidated the brand. So really talked more about the brand as opposed to our individual sub-brands. So we're in the running space, and we would go to market, very distinctly as a running company. And similar in the baseball space, we'd do the same thing, and then in the golf space, we would do the same thing. So it made it very difficult from a digital presence to manage that. We needed platforms and a digital strategy to allow us to get the benefits out of work that we might do in the running space. How can we translate that to golf? Work that we might do in the baseball space, how can we translate that to volleyball? As our consumer might actually be buying across all those different categories, especially if they're purchasing online. So you may have a mom who's a dedicated runner who comes to our site and then might buy a driver for her husband, or maybe buying baseball products for her son, or maybe buying volleyball products for her daughter. So we wanted that consumer to have a unified experience across all the different sub-brands, which she didn't have before when she came to the site. Arke sort of helped us to standardize our approach to digital across all those individual sub-brands. Really what we looked at prior to Sitecore is we had an environment that caused us to go and purchase one-off applications. So we'd find a technology that would do this one thing, and then we'd find another technology that would do another thing, and another technology, so on and so forth. So from an IT perspective, it's very hard to keep those things integrated and talking to each other. So we were happy when we found Sitecore because it gave us a lot of capabilities within one particular application. And Arke, of course, helped us figure that out and helped us go through that implementation as well. We wanted to make sure that if we were going to do a Sitecore implementation, we had a partner that was capable, that had good references, that had been through this before, could bring a lot of learnings to the table. But also beyond just the technology, could talk about now how do you take those technologies and tie a strategy to them and make sure we got the biggest bang for our buck after purchasing the software. The key up front was really defining what the implementation was going to be. So taking our strategy, sort of helping us flesh that out and understand the key elements that we wanted to bring into the new website design. And then really helping us build out an action plan in order to get those things accomplished within, of course, our budget and the timelines that we had laid out. So it was a very tight timeline, very tight implementation that we were going after. And the way that the team approached the implementation really helped us believe that we were going to hit those targets. Probably the biggest thing, and it was key to our strategy, was this idea that we have a consolidated platform. When we bring new products online, we're looking at using templates as opposed to recreating every instance, as opposed to creating an experience that was specific to running, that was specific to golf, that was specific to diamond, or specific to volleyball. We're now looking at a template-driven architecture that allowed us to make updates on our own rather than having to call a design partner or a developer to make changes to the site. So that was extremely important for us and something that we felt was delivered on day one. We really have a tool that allows marketing to be as creative as they need to be without having to understand anything about the architecture behind the scenes. And we allow IT to do that type of work in accordance with our partners at Arke. It's very, very positive in the sense that we feel like we own the experience, we own the site, we own the content, and can make those changes very, very quickly. We've seen an uptick in mobile traffic and actually mobile conversion. So one of the key drivers again was looking at how we optimize the site for mobile, and we went to a responsive design. So we had a lot of mobile traffic in the past, but it didn't convert. And we feel like the new design drives people to conversion much more quickly than they would have in the past. Utilizing FXM was key to understanding who our constituents were on our site. The great thing about using that tool was we could look at the old version of MizunoUSA.com before we had even implemented Sitecore to start gathering data prior to the launch so we can do some comparisons between pre-launch and post-launch. So FXM was really helpful in getting that information. It's actually the only way we could do it. What we've seen is that we've got data about different constituencies that we've never had before. So we can really get down to some details about not only male versus female, but male versus female in certain segments of the country, from different geographies, which those groups are coming to look at running products specifically versus golf products versus volleyball products. What that really allowed us to do is to redesign the checkout process, make it much more modern, and it gave us much more flexibility to showcase sporting goods products versus every other type of product. We're seeing things in checkout around additional products. So you purchase this, you might also like this. In terms of recommended products, we're seeing things around color swatches to be able to change very quickly from one color to the other. So in your cart, you may have originally selected the red and the blue, but you decide now you want the yellow and the green. So we're able to do things like that in the checkout process, which we didn't have the capability to do before. We're also able to start offering some promotions and things around abandonment. So you're in that checkout, you're at the cart, and you decide for whatever reason that you want to leave the site. We're actually able to do pop-up ads that as you leave the site say, hey, wait, come back. We're going to give you an additional discount if you actually complete your process today. A more integrated tie between brand and commerce, and making sure that there's always a payback related to those brand elements that we build into the site. That's one of the things that we're really excited about as we move forward. In addition to that is this whole idea of personas and really understanding who the Mizuno consumer is when they come to the site, creating a personalized experience for them. So some of the things that we have right out of the gate looking at around that is geo-targeting, understanding that this runner may be coming from, say, Texas, and we know we have a big Mizuno fun run happening in the Austin area. To be able to bring that content straight at the beginning of the experience for that consumer so they know, oh, I don't have to go hunt for this. I do know that Mizuno is having this fun run in Texas, in the Austin area, and that's something I want to sign up for. We do things like demo days, where we actually fit people for custom golf clubs. We do our fun runs. We have baseball outing events. So we want to be able to bring those types of events forward to the end user just by knowing where they're coming from. Arke knows Sitecore, so really knew all the different capabilities that were at our fingertips. So it wasn't a question about, let's try and figure out what to use here, what to use here, what to use here. It was about, here are the successful implementations that we've done. Here's the path that we think you should go down in order to achieve the objectives that you have and to achieve the strategy that you put in place. And it was, with the compressed timelines that we had, we needed a partner that knew the application inside and out. They weren't guessing. It wasn't their first implementation using this particular platform, and so that was key for us. The team that was assembled to help us get through this implementation. Arke really focused in on our people, understood the capabilities that we had, and understood what team they needed to assemble in order to help us be successful. And that's been key to this entire project. I felt like they were fellow Mizuno employees through this entire process. They were just as invested in our success as we would hope any partner would be. So it's been a good relationship, and it's really been based upon the people.